Season 2, Episode 4. Previously on The Hook, Emma, with Mark's help, uncovered critical evidence tying David to a network of scammers. The authorities began closing in on the operation, forcing David and his crew to adapt their tactics and go underground. Meanwhile, Emma connected with another victim who provided a key piece of information: David's real identity. Now, with the investigation gaining momentum, Emma steps into a pivotal role, and David faces growing pressure as his empire begins to crumble. Emma walked into the conference room, her hands clutching a folder filled with screenshots, emails, and notes from her months of advocacy. Across the table sat two investigators from Interpol, ready to hear her story. "We've been tracking this group for years," one of them said, glancing at her documents. "Your evidence has given us the breakthrough we needed." Emma nodded, a mix of pride and anxiety swelling in her chest. Sharing her experience once felt like reliving her worst mistake, but now it felt like reclaiming her power. As she detailed her interactions with David, she couldn't help but feel the weight of her responsibility. This wasn't just about her anymore. It was about stopping him from ruining more lives. In Nigeria, David's network was in disarray. "They're everywhere," one of his associates hissed. "The last deal was a trap. They arrested 2 more guys." David leaned back, his usual smirk replaced by a clenched jaw. He knew the net was tightening, but he refused to go down without a fight. "We cut all ties," he said firmly. "No more local deals, no more big plays. We stay small and invisible until this blows over." His crew exchanged uneasy glances, their loyalty wavering as the risk grew. Back in her apartment, Emma received a late-night call from Mark. "We have confirmation," he said, his voice calm but urgent. "The authorities are planning a coordinated operation. They'll move in on David's crew soon." The moment she had been fighting for was finally approaching. "What happens next?" and she asked. "They'll need your help to identify key players," Mark replied. "Your testimony will be crucial." Emma hung up, a mix of relief and nervousness washing over her. She had come so far, but the battle wasn't over yet. David paced the small room where he and his remaining crew had gathered. The once lively operation was now a shadow of itself. "Emma's the reason this is happening," he muttered, his frustration boiling over. "She turned everyone against us." One of his friends frowned. "So what's the plan? Hide forever?" David's eyes narrowed. "We find a way to shut her up before it's too late." Closing scene. Emma sat by her window, staring out at the city lights. Her phone buzzed with a new message. "You've gone too far, Emma. Stop now, or you'll regret it." Her chest tightened, but she steadied herself. The message didn't scare her. It strengthened her resolve. Across the world, David sat in the dark, his phone glowing as he sent the message. For the first time, he felt powerless, the weight of his collapsing empire pressing down on him. As the authorities prepare to strike, Emma faces one final threat from David. Will she stand strong, or will the pressure push her to her breaking point? And will justice finally catch up with David? Find out in the next episode, The Final Move.